Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your #1 source for Native American television news. It's Native News Today. Gerald Wofford, along with myself, Jason Salzman, welcoming everybody out there to another great episode right here, and lots of things going on this week, and we're so excited to share them with you. Got a great show lined up for the folks.
Absolutely. We want to welcome everyone here for our first weekend in October 2012. Right. We hope that your October is off to a great start here. And as Jason said here, got a lot of great stories to share with you. Native News Today. Great things happening out there in Indian country. Yeah,
and Gerald, it's so timely because a lot of our stories today touch on just a lot of the big events that are coming up in the month of October around here at Mvskoke Creek Nation and all over Indian country as well. We've got Native Made Arts Festival coming up at Riverwalk. You know, they talked about how the Riverwalk, when it was first purchased by the Creek Nation, it's going to be a family place. We're going to have festivals there, outdoor gatherings, and this falls in line with the mission of that place perfectly. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Also, cannot forget to mention next week's Mvskoke Hall of Fame Gala at the River Spirit Event Center. I know a lot of people are excited about this, and we'll have some more big news on this as we go into next week's program. But next Thursday night there at the River Spirit Event Center, Hall of Fame Gala, lots of great honorees going to be duly noted and duly given their props for all that they've done for the Mvskoke Creek Nation. So that's going to be a big event, and there was a taste testing for the menu that's going to be served that night at the Element Steakhouse from the River Spirit. So we were there to capture that too. That'll be on the show as well. Well, no, it wasn't really traditional foods. We're talking some. It was some high-end stuff that I was seeing there. I was pretty impressed, and I think you will be too when we run that story a little bit later. And hey, we can't say enough about the Mvskoke Film Festival, Gerald. What a great week that was last week, and I know you're just so pleased with how everything turned out.
We really are. We had a great turnout, more people than we expected, Jason. I mean, we began with the awards banquet Thursday night, Friday and the Saturday sessions of all the films that were submitted. We just got nothing but great response from everyone. Really appreciate everyone coming out and everything. And hey, it's just something we're going to plan on keep on doing.
I think it was great, and we stopped by in the afternoon screening there and talked with some of the folks, and a really good crowd turned out, and got to actually visit with Gerald, got an interview with him and one of the filmmakers. We're going to be glad to show you that a little bit later on as well. And also, we had the ribbon cutting at the Cherokee's Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa. You might remember in 2011 the blizzard that destroyed a portion of the casino there. Well, hey, just in a year's time, got it back up and running. A new entertainment zone there is what they're calling it, and we will show you some of that from them. Very gracious to Cherokee Nation businesses for providing that footage to us. So we'll take our first break, and when we come back, we'll talk with Rob Doherty of the Mvskoke Creek Nation's brand new tarot program. You're watching Native News Today.
Bumakasam gadat, ibufanga, nage, adigat, bunhayadi omega, ajayididet omis.
Diosnok, that's true. Throughout the generations, our elders have taught us to preserve, share, and more importantly, protect the abundant natural resources we have here in Oklahoma. We are the original environmentalists and protector of these resources. The Mvskoke Creek Nation believes tribal and state governments must work together to ensure future generations will have clean air and clean water as the ultimate legacy. What is good for Oklahoma tribal nations is good for all Oklahomans. Remember, tribes are truly the original Oklahomans.
And joining us now in studio is Mr. Rob Doherty with the tarot program, the brand new tarot program here at the Mvskoke Creek Nation. And he's been kind enough to drop in with us today and share a little bit about this program and what it can do for the Mvskoke Creek Nation, and specifically all those small business owners out there looking to get ahead up in this tough environment, this tough economy. things we have going on, but this is something that is going to be a great help and a big boon for the Mvskoke Creek Nation. And Rob, thanks for being with us today to talk about it.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we talked about the Taro program this past weekend. Actually went through council, everything good there with the quarterly session of the Mvskoke Creek Nation National Council. You've got to be fired up to be here on the board at Mvskoke Creek Nation just because of the program and what you've already seen that it can do for small business.
That's exactly right. Being brand new program with the tribe. TARO it stands for Tribal Employment Rights Office, and the impetus of TARO started basically the same thing that we've experiencing just anywhere.
Right.
A lot of the jobs and businesses not going to our native owned, or in this case, the Mvskoke Creek owned businesses. And oh yes, I am excited, and I can't wait till it really starts, because I have seen what it can do for the communities and our native people, especially Mvskoke Creek owned businesses.
Yeah.
And what it does is it doesn't guarantee, but it provides a level playing field for the Mvskoke Creek owned business. And from what I hear, this is all they're asking for.
Yeah, exactly. And what you talked about with your experience and what you've seen, you've come over from the Cherokee Nation TARO program, and we've seen, obviously, with them, a lot of great success. I know that the Cherokee-owned businesses out there can't say enough great things about what the TARO's meant to them there. Talk about what you've seen there and some of the success stories there as well. I mean, it's a proven winner.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation for Mvskoke Creek Nation as well as its citizens and other federally recognized tribes who own businesses to work with the Mvskoke Creek Nation. I guess the best way for me to answer that would be just statistics. And when TARO really started rocking and rolling with Cherokee Nation, one of the things that we always like to talk about was the fact that before the actual TARO program started going and everything, we saw businesses go from 13% of the businesses that was going to Cherokee Nation, the casino, and go from 13% until after the startup, I guess the restart-up of TARO and so forth, and going through, we saw that percentage go from 13% of the businesses doing business with the casinos were Indian-owned or Cherokee-owned, Indian-owned. And from that to the implementation of TARO in the process, go from 13 to a little over 60%.
Yeah, well, so and it's great because you talk about not only this program and what it does for these businesses, but also it falls in line with the missions of a lot of the tribes now anyway. You talked about gaming. A lot of the tribes looking to diversify their economic base, different business ventures to make it sort of not just a one-trick pony, lots of different businesses that pull together to make the Mvskoke Creek Nation or the Cherokee Nation, Osage Nation economy strong. And this really falls in line with that mission, right?
Exactly. The only way to make a tribe stronger and its how it looks at economy is by promoting our Creek-owned business to do the business.
Sure.
And so this promotion of the Creek Nation and its entities is to hire for products or services Mvskoke Creek owned business and other tribally owned businesses to do work with Mvskoke Creek Nation. Mvskoke Creek Nation monies are being spent. It should go to Mvskoke Creek owned companies.
Right, exactly.
Win-win situation.
Win-win situation. Now, there are probably lots of folks out there with small businesses, Creek-owned businesses, that may not know that this is coming to the Mvskoke Creek Nation, and it is here now. You have help, as he said. It will level the playing field for you small-owned businesses. How do those businesses get involved in this TARO program and get in contact with you to where they can get this going for themselves?
Well, right off the bat, and that's one of my strong points of trying to do work with TARO is to try and promote the small, if you will, mom and pop type of small businesses,
Sure.
Possibly a 5 or 6 or 7 person-owned business. By reaching down and getting them to qualify services, they have to be at least 51% native owned.
Right.
And once they reach that, we can start asking them to, for the bigger companies, to subcontract our smaller companies and bring them up and just give them the opportunity and to do work with Mvskoke Creek Nation and its entities.
Well, I think this is a great thing. I think that there's going to be so much positives that come out of this as we've seen it work before. We're so glad that you're on board with this and have you over. And I know it's got to be, like we said, any new start is really refreshing.
Yes.
For you to come over, like I said, it's going to be a great thing, and we're certainly glad to have you.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here, and we've always been neighbors, and we've worked with Mvskoke Creek Nation before from Cherokee Nation, and now at the start of this, I'm glad I'm on the ground floor starting this up and so forth to promote Mvskoke Creek Nation owned businesses.
Absolutely right. So this is the man you want to see if you're out there at a creek-owned business. Get a hold of the Mvskoke Creek Nation. Ask to talk to Rob Doherty. Hey, get you set up, and we'll get you a lot more info about that taro program and what it can do for your business. So Rob, thanks for being with us here on Native News today, first time, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Well, you bet. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with the rest of the show. Don't go anywhere.
The Mvskoke language has always been a part of my life, and so I grew up speaking the language, and I've used it throughout my life. I found that people were interested in learning the language and wanting to revitalize it. The language immersion method of teaching is one that I'm comfortable with. It's a way of reconnecting with our histories and our cultures, and to give this gift or pass this gift on to our children. Mado, hadam chihijahlis.
All right, great interview there, Rob Doherty in the Taro program. Well, Jason, as you mentioned, October, a lot of great things going to be happening here in Mvskoke Creek Country and Indian Country as well. A specific event happening the last Saturday of this October is going to be the Art Festival there on the Riverwalk.
Yes, the Native Made Art Festival put on by the Mvskoke Creek Nation Tourism and Recreation Department. One of the first big events there at Riverwalk as we look at that place becoming a venue, as they said, that will be outdoor festivals, lots of gatherings, family-friendly place, lots of fun going on out there. This is going to be one of their big events, and they hope to make this an annual event also. But what's really neat is it's all handmade Native American art only, and the booth space put out for this is free to the Native artists. So looking for a big turnout out there, and we talked with Brian on the Hill with Mvskoke Creek Nation Tourism and Recreation about this great event and how excited they are to see it come to fruition.
We're really excited about this event, Jason. We've got over 20 responses already, and we're well over 2-3 weeks away. And we're just really excited to give our artists an opportunity to show their works to a lot of other people that may not have seen them before. They may not have had these opportunities before, and so we're trying to give them another venue so that they can show these works besides somewhere like Santa Fe where many people could see those things. And because their booth space is free, they will give a lot more people opportunities, and so I think they'll be really happy with that. This is just another place that we have at our disposal to have these kinds of things. Besides having our one festival every year, we're going to have a lot more events now, and we have another place for those. And it's a really, really pretty area. You know, the river's right there. We're on the banks of the Arkansas. We've got nice restaurants there. It's just a nice venue, and we just have lots of events coming up planned for that area. And so it's just another push for tourism, you know, to show off or showcase the nation. We've had several people call about the event itself, and I tell them they can get the application online on the Mvskoke Nation website, or that I can mail them one. And we've had over 20 responses so far, and more people are calling each and every day asking for an application and telling me that they're going to turn theirs in soon because they're scared we're going to run out of space. But we're going to try not to turn anyone away. You know, as many people as we can get, we're going to make accommodations for them. We're going to try to make this an annual event. I know that the Cherokee Nation has an annual art market, as well as the Chickasaws and the Choctaws, and we just want to fall in line with that and kind of create another venue for those artists to show their works and not just be restricted to those art shows, especially in the Tulsa area. I referred to the Cherokee Art Market, and then I've referred to Santa Fe in the past, and I just wanted to push for handmade artwork. You don't see a lot of that. A lot of it anymore. You know, you go to the powwows and things. And I remember growing up attending powwows and seeing tons of awesome artwork, and nowadays it's a lot of commercially produced items, and it makes me sad that to know that there are so many talented artists, especially Creek artists, that don't have that opportunity because they can't afford to show their work to the public. And so we've created this event so that they can have that opportunity, and then also present handmade work to those people who appreciate it. Everything's open to the public. We want everyone to come. We want everyone to come and see what art is produced by Native people and what art's available for them. And I think a lot of this will be at pretty decent prices because, like I said, a lot of these people haven't been able to show, so they just want to get their work out there and make it known to the public how good they are. I know a lot of them probably aren't they're more modest than anything, but people who patron that event will notice how talented our artists are. And like I said, the event to attend is free. We will have a couple of food vendors that will charge for the food, and it's mainly fundraisers for those organizations who are having those vendor spaces. But everything other than that is free to attend, and we just want everyone to come. We encourage everyone.
Well, Jason, as we've been talking about, so many great events to look forward to in the future. One that we just took care of was the Mvskoke Film Festival, and you know, I keep saying great things about it, but we can't say enough great things about it. It was the first one that we put on, kind of reviving it, bringing it back to Tulsa, competition and everything, and it was just a great time.
Yeah, and it was so neat to see the excitement about the featured guest speaker there Thursday night at the awards banquet. You know, everything was kicked off by that Thursday night, and Cherokee Spencer from the Twilight series of movies. If you don't know the Twilight series of movies, you've been living under a rock. One of the biggest series of movie franchise that's came out in a long time. So Cherokee Spencer got everything kicked off there Thursday night, and then we stopped by for an afternoon screening when things really got rolling and really the film started showing. We stopped by Riverwalk Movies and had to get some words with Gerald and a filmmaker there just about the importance and really the success of this Mvskoke Film Festival. It was showtime at Riverwalk Movies last week as we stopped by for an afternoon screening at the Mvskoke Film Festival. Coordinator Gerald Wofford talked about the great turnout for the festival's first year.
So many people coming out, more than we anticipated. You know, a full room. Today we started the afternoon session of the films. A lot of people coming out here wanting to see the great films. We got this evening as well as tomorrow. You know, it's just never surprising how much when the Native American community come out, they want to see the great films. It's just so surprising what I'm trying to say, that, you know, the support you get from the community. You know, that people really are wanting to see these films and everything, and it's just our opportunity to bring all these films. So we're really honored about it, and yeah, great turnout.
We also talked with Mark Williams, whose film The Unrest won for Best Feature.
About 1 month ago.
Well, I've been really impressed with it so far. Of course, this is only the first day, but we went to the award ceremony yesterday, and the keynote speaker, got a chance to meet with him for a little bit, and I've been really impressed with it. I understand it's the first annual, so I'm really looking forward to see what they come up with next. But events like these are really good for Native filmmakers who may not have a chance to get their work shown at other film festivals. I've experienced that. I sit into bigger film festivals, and sometimes they don't accept it, and for whatever reason. But events like these are a good time to meet with other writers, actors, or just it's a good networking opportunity. And so this was the first film festival that we are showing my movie The Unrest in, and so it's pretty exciting, and we won Best Feature, so already off to a good start.
Williams also talked about the filming process and the opportunity to showcase his film for an audience.
Well, that's the big payoff right there, is when you see the audience react the way you want them to. You know, whether it's if you want them to laugh or to scream from a scary scene, that's the big payoff. And you're right, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of just, you know, because I wrote this script back in 2010, so we went through a lot of rewrites. Casting took over a year to do, just getting the right people, the right locations. And you know, from the very beginning, you have a vision, and you got to pretty much, if you're passionate enough, you got to stay with it until you get that right location, that right person that meets your vision. And so, and sometimes you'll get a cast member that you'll rewrite the script toward that person too. So even in the shooting stages, you're rewriting stuff. So it's just a lot of dedication that's involved. But when you get here and you see it on the big screen, it makes it all worth it. You can actually now breathe and relax and sit back and just enjoy it and just take it all in.
In Tulsa, Jason Salzman, Native News Today.
Well, Jason, a couple of years back, Mother Nature certainly letting herself be known in the wintertime, and certainly Indian country being affected by that, specifically the Hard Rock Casino over there in Cherokee country, some weather elements definitely affecting some of the property.
Well, you know, around here in Oklahoma, sometimes we get weather at an extreme level, whether it be cold or hot. And certainly we've seen the extremes from the hot side, and we've also seen what ice storms and snow damage can do around here. And that was the case at Cherokee Nation's Hard Rock Hotel. Like you said, in the past they had an area of that place destroyed by some snowfall, and really just didn't know what they were going to do, but acted quickly. And now you see the new entertainment and gaming zone that they've put in there now. It's got all kinds of things. I think it's 1,500 square feet. It's going to have, sports bars, things like that. And we were fortunate to get footage of the ribbon cutting from Cherokee Nation businesses. A grand opening celebration was recently held at Cherokee Nation's Hard Rock Hotel and Casino's newest gaming entertainment zone. Cherokee Chief Bill John Baker talked about the tribe's excitement with the newest venue.
This facility is going to employ 50 new people, 50 new Cherokees. It's not very many for a facility that is this nice and this large and all.
The new area is a 2-story non-smoking gaming and hospitality experience with 500 additional electronic games, 15 more table games, a poker room, a media bar, and a food court. The new construction replaces an area that was lost in the record-breaking February 2011 blizzard.
We did the right thing at the right time. When the facility went down, we did not lay off 200 people. We didn't lay off 150 people. They're family, and we kept them on board.
The construction cost for the entire expansion is $52 million. The property will employ nearly 1,500 people when the new tower and gaming floor is open later this year.
That's been one of our keys to success, is being first to market and to always try to be a step ahead in the marketplace and bring the finest entertainment to the region.
Jason, when's the last time you can say that you've been to a taste test event?
Well, oddly enough, just last week. I was there, not really to take part in it, but to showcase the event, really. Yeah. And it was really neat to see Element Steakhouse, a part of River Spirit, as the chefs there are getting ready to prepare this meal for the Hall of Fame Gala this coming week. And we're so excited to be there, not only at Element Steakhouse, because anytime you get a chance to go to Elements, man, they got some great food there, right there in the River Spirit Casino. And the second chief and the chief of the Creek Nation, Roger Barnett and George Tiger, respectively, got to come in, and before the gala hits, they got the chance to sit down and taste the menu, see what was going to be going on.
So the chefs got something ready for the chiefs.
The chefs got prepared for the chiefs. They took an eye out, and put an eye in, actually, and got a chance to prepare. And we were glad to be there at this neat event, and it's the first time they've done it, I believe. Chefs at the Element Steakhouse inside Mvskoke Creek Nation's River Spirit Casino got the chance to run out their planned menu for next week's Mvskoke Hall of Fame Gala to some distinguished taste testers last week, the principal chief and second chief of the Mvskoke Creek Nation.
Today's taste test is basically the tasting of the food for our upcoming gala on October the 11th, which is the Mvskoke Hall of Fame Induction Gala. Today the tasting will be for Principal Chief George Tiger and Second Chief Roger Barnett. Very excited about the upcoming event. Seldom do you get to actually taste some gala food before it actually comes out, and you just have to suck it up and smile and drink your tea and go from there. But today we get to fine-tune the menu, and it's been such a great opportunity to work with the chefs here at River Spirit. So we're very excited about the event.
The Mvskoke Creek Nation is very excited about the dinner, but more importantly, the showcasing of the Mvskoke Hall of Fame.
Well, this event spans from the Living Legend ceremony that used to happen during our annual festival. Chief Tiger wanted us to do it in a more prominent way, where we actually showcase 4 inductees from the arts, business, public affairs, and volunteerism sections out in the community. Well, this particular event, they were nominated and voted on they were nominated by their peers, voted on by a search committee, and pretty much this gala will showcase and honor them, and will also honor our past living legends who are invited to the dinner as well. The dates on it are October the 11th at the River Spirit Event Center. There's a reception that's going to be at 6, but the actual gala starts at 7 o'clock.
With this being the inaugural event, the Creek Nation hopes that the gala continues to grow and get better each year.
I think next year, you know, with this being the first, and we really started planning after the festival was over, but we know next year's festival time we'll be able to start getting out the nomination process, and I mean, we have a nominee from each community, so that's the good thing. But I think we can get a lot more participation moving forward. And it is a festival coordinated event and falls under the festival, so we're very, very excited about, you know, to me, it's going to be so awesome just to see the 4 inductees, and to be at the inaugural ceremony will be amazing.
And that brings us to another conclusion of Native News Today. As we always say, a big mado for joining us here this afternoon and making this show so special. And Jason, we're talking about some of the events that happened this October. I mean, wow, I mean, we're kind of just catching our breath, getting finished with the film festival, the Tulsa State Fair, the Mvskoke Creek Stage. If you get a chance, go on out there. We talked about the art festival happening the last Saturday of this month. And also, too, kind of wedged there, kind of in the middle, 2 weeks from today, will be the Council Oak ceremony. Very always a traditional event to look forward to in October.
Yeah, we're excited about that. You know, anytime we get a chance to go there at the birthplace of Tulsa is what I, I said before, you know, it's the birthplace of Tulsa. So for us, it's an added meaning at that tree, and to be there and together, and to see where how it's grown in the last few years. You know, before there was Council Oak Park, a nice, nice setup there, and the tree. But now you look across, there's the Council Oak, the ball stick statues, the fire statue that is now a sculpture that has been put up. So that place is really, just in the last few years, grown into itself and really became more prominent. And it's always good because it puts more of an emphasis on why that tree is there, what it means. People start asking, what's that over there? What about this fire? It's always an opportunity for Creek people to stop and tell our story and a little bit about our culture with people that may not know. They may not know about the fire, the ceremonial fire, what it means, and what the stickball game and that statue over there means. So it's really great.
And to further go into that on the editorial note, I guess, if you will, here we are, one of our stories talking about the weather elements. And of course the winter's being tough here, and especially one day ice storm of about 5 years ago, and of course this harsh summer that we just went through. This Council Oak tree, sometimes it's forgotten only until about this time when the ceremony comes up, but that tree survives all year round regardless of the elements, and it is in great shape. I talked with some of the people that keep it with the Tulsa Park and Recreation Department, and they say that thing is just beyond belief, the health and vitality of it, and it just stays strong.
And you can't help but feel history when you're there at that tree and at that park. So don't miss that, and we will definitely have
We'll give you more details too.
You got it. We'll have it all covered for you here on Native News Today. Hey, if you can't catch us on TV, catch us on the internet, our live stream as always. Check out our Facebook page, Native News Today, or check us out on Twitter at Native News Guys. You can do all that, and you have Native News Today at the palm of your hands whenever you would like. So
in the meantime, our producer Jared Moore and everyone here, take care, God bless.
And we'll see you soon. See you next time. Next 7 days.